Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. UDA party nomination results are still generating a lot of mixed political reaction and debate across the political divide. Cate Waruguru, Laikipia women representative, has just lost, or rather lost, UDA party ticket to Amin Dedi, Laikipia East Member of Parliament. So you can see clearly that already Cate Waruguru, if these election results are anything to go by, most definitely Cate Waruguru is on her way back home. Yes. Have a look at this. Yes. That is a very big loss for Cate Waruguru. What we call a humiliating defeat. You are seeing the incumbent member of parliament giving Cate Waruguru a thorough beating. A beating of over twice what Cate Waruguru actually gets. Cate has about 5,000. The incumbent member of parliament has over 12,000 votes. That's a humiliating defeat. And already that defeat that Cate Waruguru has suffered, some leaders in Kenya Kwanza Alliance are already celebrating. Yes, in Kenya Kwanza Alliance. Some few hours ago, Moses Kuria posted this. And from that post, you are just seeing Moses Kuria just posting a photo of Cate Waruguru. And that post is in one way or the other being seen as Moses Kuria mocking Cate Waruguru over her loss. And that can be explained because in some few months ago, Moses Kuria and Cate Waruguru were embroiled in some kind of verbal exchanges. When Moses Kuria had some accident with his feet, actually Cate Waruguru told Moses Kuria that Moses Kuria will never find peace on earth till he dies. And there were some kind of verbal exchanges at that time. So Moses Kuria might just be celebrating Cate Waruguru's humiliating defeat. But looking at it deeply and objectively, Moses Kuria's case is what we can term Nyani Haoni Kudule. What has faced Cate Waruguru is most likely the same fate awaiting Moses Kuria, because all indications are showing that Moses Kuria might not even win Kiambu gubernatorial seat. So in one way or the other, Moses Kuria's humiliation has just been postponed, while in the case of Cate Waruguru is already now done with that humiliation. But Moses Kuria's humiliation is just coming. So in this video, I want us to dig deep to understand exactly what that means politically. In case you've bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Yes, that is what we call a humiliating defeat. Cate Waruguru has only 5,000 votes, while her competitor has well over 12,000 votes. And that is another indication or just another example of an incumbent winning UDA party seat with a humiliating defeat. And earlier today, or rather some few hours ago, I did an analysis where I made some observations that on the mountain, sitting members of parliament or sitting elected leaders are retaining seats, or rather winning UDA seats, either going unopposed, direct, or winning at the nominations. But that's very different from what we are witnessing in Kalenjin Rift Valley. In Kalenjin Rift Valley, a majority of elected leaders are actually being shown the door. And if you look at these two scenarios, or rather if you compare the mountain and the Rift Valley, it's almost certain and obvious that Kalenjin Rift Valley is more William Ruto's stronghold, or rather William Ruto is far much stronger in Kalenjin Rift Valley than on the mountain. So what we are witnessing in Kalenjin Rift Valley might be the true reflection of the feeling on the ground and not what we are witnessing on the mountain. And that is so because in every election, we are seeing a good majority of elected leaders, up to 80% losing their seats. But now on the mountain, we are seeing these leaders actually winning UDA party tickets. That might be an indication, again, that maybe there were no strong aspirants to challenge these William Ruto allies on the mountain. Yes, there were no strong aspirants who are challenging them for UDA party tickets. Or alternatively, there might be other strong aspirants who might have just also been rigged out. I'm seeing such kind of situation. But it's not auguring very well for William Ruto, because in August election, if what we have been witnessing in the previous elections are anything to go by, then these leaders getting UDA tickets might actually be shown the door come August election. So in this video, I want us to analyze that to see exactly what it means politically. Yes. And the first meaning from where I see it, I'm seeing a clear indication where Cate Waruguru has suffered that humiliating defeat because she has been flip-flopping. At one point, she's in Azimio. The next point, she's with William Ruto. So maybe a good majority of residents of Laikipia County felt that she was being a joker. She was not very firm on her stand. That might have led to her humiliating defeat. She was being seen as just a joker, somebody without any stand. So that should also be a warning call, rather warning shot, to some of these elected leaders. Have a firm stand on issues. If you are in Azimio, stick to Azimio till the end. If you are in Oda Tanga, stick there till the end. In fact, that will endear the electorates maybe to even align themselves or warm up to you. But if you keep on flip-flopping, you might just suffer the same fate Cate Waruguru has just suffered. And then secondly, I'm also seeing a likely possibility where the mountain might actually tilt towards the president's side. Because yesterday again, the president was in Moranga, and he stated that in May, when now campaigns will start officially, he will hit the campaign trail campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga, his candidate. And already if you look at things happening after these UDA nominations, a good majority of aspirants who maybe were defeated, maybe truly or were rigged out, are actually complaining. And I know as they complain, a good number of them might decide to dump William Ruto. And now that as the president will be doing his campaigns on the mountain, you might just find out these leaders warming up to that team of Azimio. Not maybe to get something from Azimio, but just to teach William Ruto a lesson for rigging them out. I'm also seeing such kind of possibilities. And then the mere fact that there is a serious voter apathy on the mountain as opposed to Rift Valley is also something that should worry William Ruto. Because I strongly believe William Ruto's winning this year's presidential election depends largely on the mountain. The mountain to the last person, and with a very good turnout of what we were witnessing in previous elections, a turnout of over 90%, William Ruto should pray for a turnout of over 90% on the mountain. And then secondly, those who will turn out to vote, William Ruto should also pray to get at least over 90% of the vote. But from the look of things, that's a very impossible task for William Ruto, only remaining about 4 months to the election. So as it is, I might be tempted to conclude that looking at what is currently happening with other nominations, and then projecting that to August, I'm seeing William Ruto most definitely performing very poorly on the mountain. Yes, I'm seeing William Ruto performing very poorly on the mountain. And then that beef between Moses Kuria and Cate Waruguru also just shows clearly the infighting in UDA, especially leaders from the mountain. Because at one point we are seeing Susan Kihika fighting Kimani Mujiri, Bahati member of parliament. You know, Susan Kihika comes from Bahati constituency. At another point, we are fighting Susan Kihika fighting Jane Kihara. Jane Kihara has just been beaten. So it also shows the kind of divisions in UDA, especially among leaders from the mountain. And that will also augur very negatively for William Ruto's attempt into bringing the mountain together to vote for him. Because you cannot have a disjointed or a disunited team and then they deliver for you victory. That will also augur very negatively for William Ruto. And those divisions can also be explained as a result that the ground might be very slippery for these leaders. So each and every person is just confused. They're just starting some imaginary wars just as a result of the psychological torture they might be getting from the slippery ground. I'm seeing all such kind of possibilities. And another thing that can explain the disunity, there is no leader who has come out to earn respect among maybe their colleagues coming from the mountain. All these leaders from the mountain supporting William Ruto, everybody sees that is better than the other. There is no leader who is coming out clearly as a leader that can actually be emulated by other leaders. Check that was Azimio. On the side of Azimio, they are very respected leaders who are even being respected among their colleagues. Leaders such as, we have Peter Munya, Peter Kenneth, Lee Kinyanjui. These are respected leaders, but on the side of Kenya Kwanza, everybody thinks it's better than the other. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, just as I did indicate when we were starting, in case you've bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. And to our fans, our subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. God bless you. God bless Kenya.